Hello, this is the Wall 200 with another video. Today's video is going to be my thoughts on the whole Vic Magana situation. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Probably didn't, but if you haven't noticed, he's been fired from Rooster Teeth and Funimation over a lot of accusations that I've looked over. I will link in the description of some videos I think that are very unbiased and very fair later in the video, not in the video, but in the description, to kind of get the grasp of what's happening. He's basically getting accused of sexual assault, even though I personally have not seen the evidence for this, except for hugging and kissing these females, which I wouldn't consider, sexual assault. Like, I wouldn't personally do that because of the whole Me Too generation thing going on right now. But as far as him like actually grabbing private parts, I have not fucking seen it. And usually, almost every single one of these accounts are secondhand information or third-hand information. It's just like, oh, I've heard he's done this, or I heard from a friend of a friend, and it's like a whole clusterfuck, you know. Like, this is the sad reality of it. His career is almost, I guarantee you, over with. That's very unfortunate. They got exactly what they wanted, and like, Twitter is like basically saying he's guilty without any really fucking hard evidence. Now, there was one particular picture I didn't really like. It's like him hugging a chick and his hands underneath her like jacket. It's not like he's like grabbing her like ass or anything like that, or So, I thought that was really fucking creepy, but just because he comes off like a creeper and he made you feel uncomfortable, that doesn't make him like have sexual assault. Or like, what they're saying about him, it seems fucking ludicrous. All I came to the conclusion, like, this guy's probably way too overly friendly and hugs and kisses his female fans. Maybe he does that with his male fans. Maybe they hug, not kiss on the cheek or anything like that. But it's fucking crazy. And there's another accusation that he was like homophobic because he didn't want to sign like yaoi pictures, which is pretty much gay porn in anime form, and like he was like freaking anti-Semitic because he's described something as a Holocaust when that's just a generic word for it, like a nuclear Holocaust. And people are just going crazy on this. And the one thing that's really crazy about the Twitter thing is this chick, Bulma's voice actor, Monica Real, is just hasn't, from what I could tell, like a mental breakdown on Twitter, saying she's going to file lawsuits and have the cops like look all these tweets and stuff. She says she's going to send these tweets to the authorities, even though I've seen nothing that really that threatening. I mean, the cops won't get involved unless it's like life threatening, if they're threatening her life, and I have not seen that. And one tweet that she said she capped and she sent to the police is like, this guy's just pointing out, like, if she didn't say anything for all these years, this is 10 plus fucking years, mind you, she's like pretty much enabling this guy to do all this to other females for her being silent. So why didn't she say anything? At least bring it to HR or somebody. She didn't have to exactly go to the police. She could have went to their HR department and turned him in. At least we would have had a trail of stuff dating back. I just find it really hard to believe after 10 plus fucking years, nobody pressed charges against this guy. That seems absurd. Like, he has to had thousands of interactions with females by this time. Easily in this 10 years plus. Easily in the thousands. And nobody said anything. Until after the Broly movie made way more money than actually they predicted. So that maybe that was just a coincidence of the timing and shit, but that was really weird. How the Broly movie did so fucking well, and all of a sudden these accusations come out. So maybe the timing was just that coincidental, but I don't know. And the whole Funimation deal is like, they said they did an investigation. What I don't think they actually fucking did. They might have, but I highly doubt, because it was pretty much reached within a week. And how do you compile 10 years worth of accusations within a week and come to the conclusion he fired this guy? I have no fucking idea. There's no way you could fucking compile that shit and come to the conclusion. But I think they just did it because they don't want to deal with the bullshit. They don't want to associate with them. And unfortunately, how that is, like, I don't agree with it, but I kind of understand at a business standpoint that he shouldn't, I mean, not he, but Funimation shouldn't really want to associate with the controversy. They don't want anything to do with it because they probably get a lot more backlash than actually siding with them. I was hoping more people would side with this guy who like hire him and his colleagues, but no, they're just throwing this fucker under the bus, which is really unfortunate. They just threw him underneath the bus and like they said, "Fuck it," like we don't give a shit. And it's fucking crazy. Also, Monica Real like took his position at Rooster Teeth and Funimation. He didn't take his roles or anything like that, but she took his position at these particular companies that he's been fired from. That seems to be really fucking weird, and it comes off that she did this. Seems very opportunistic to like jump onto this guy and say she's the one that got sexually assaulted by him when people just pressured her of where's the evidence and who it was. She finally says, "Oh, it's her," but then she turns around and says she doesn't owe anyone an explanation and she'll tell people in time. This just comes off as like, well, she needs to get her story straight. That just comes off like that. That may not be the case, okay? I'm not fucking saying that, but it just really comes off like that. It's just a shit show right now. And I actually, I stand by Vic all the 100% until I see actual either video or photographic proof that he's been grabbing girls in an inappropriate way. And I have not fucking seen that. And, a lot of people will say like he didn't get consent, and consent is very gray area, and you don't actually have to have like verbal consent every time. But from what I could tell, that's not the fucking case anymore. Like, have 100%. Proof that have gotten consent to hug and kiss another female, okay? If you're a dude, just fucking make sure you have that fucking shit on tape so nothing can come back at you. And like poor Vic here, and I don't know if he can fucking recover from this. I really don't think he can. Like, he's gonna always have this stigma around him from now on. About 5-10 years from now, people are going to ask him about this fucking incident, and that really fucking sucks. And I think they're really having this mob mentality against this dude to just, I guess, shit on for whatever reason to ruin his career. And they did it. They ruined his career. I don't think he's ever going to come back. Even in 5-10 years down the line, he might find some work for somebody that just doesn't really care about the whole situation, doesn't think he's guilty or whatever. But it's going to be very hard for him to actually bounce back from this. I really don't see how he can. Maybe he will. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be an extremely uphill battle. And it's really unfortunate to see everyone just mob mentality this dude into oblivion. That's basically what's happening. He's just completely getting shit on by a lot of people, and I've read and looked at a lot of photos, and I didn't see anything that was really that bad or that would count as sexual assault. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. And I actually commented in one of the girls' photos of him, and he's taking a picture, and he's behind her, and he's crouched down, and I won't say the name or anything because I don't want to fucking really, stir the shit pot, so to speak. But I told her, like, how is he supposedly humping you when you can see space between you and him, and he's like off center from her. So he's like kind of standing to the side of her. So I don't understand where she was coming from. So I was like really confused how she considered him humping her when he was nowhere in the vicinity of trying to do that. Like, it didn't make no sense. And after that, she just completely fucking blocked me. It was just, I just could not believe it. And it's a shit show right now, and I just don't understand why people just didn't really stand up for him. Like his own colleagues didn't even stand up for him. They're like, yeah, he's a perv, he's a fucking creeper, whatever. Maybe they were jealous, maybe not. I don't know, but I have not seen any hard proof evidence that he's guilty. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, and subscribe.